Do you keep losing to gravity users? After the rework, the gravity fruit is absolutely broken, and people are having a really hard time trying to counter it. But fear not, your friend Neutra is here, and if you watch this video till the end, I will make sure that you will beat every single gravity user. From which fruits you should be using and which playstyle you should be playing, I will tell you every single thing that you need. But before I start the video, it would help me a ton if you just subscribe and hit the like button. So now let's get started. Now the first point is the fruit that are bad against gravity. Now, two of gravity's moves, the one which deal the most damage. The one is the huge black hole suck move and the other one is the meteor animation move. Well, they both bypass all defensive buffs. If you're using shark, if you're using whatever race or whatever defensive buff, it will just bypass it and deal the damage anyways. So, fruits like diamond or any fruit that gives you basically defense buffs, like even the dragon transformation or Buddha, they are not really good against gravity. So you probably shouldn't use them. Now on to the fruit that are actually good against gravity. Now the first obvious fruit is portal. Now why is portal good? Because let's say you have a meteor right in front of your head and you want to get away. So you can just portal X and get invincible. It's really nice. And you can also avoid the black hole suck move if you're fast enough, that is. And with portal, you have pretty good aerial mobility. So if the gravity is up in the air flying with their gravity F, you can just try to catch them. Now another obvious great fruit against gravity is dough. Now why dough? Because dough has a lot of stunts, which is a huge counter against gravity, because if you look at gravity's moveset, it has a lot of good spam moves and a lot of free moves that will just give them free damage, but it lacks the combo potential that other fruits like Rumble or Dough has. But the huge thing with Dough is that Dough is actually super great in the air as well as in the ground. So you can easily catch people using Dough X and just combo them. Another really good thing with Dough is that Dough has Dough C, which gives you a long invincibility frame. So if you're about to be hit by the meteor, then you can just use Dough C, and if you land it, then you're invincible. Now Kitsune is also a pretty good fruit to use against a gravity user because of the nice aerial combat and the amount of stunts that you can do while in the air as well. Kitsune transformation is also pretty nice because if you're about to die, then you can just run away, or you have pretty good range so that you can just outrange them from Kitsune C, and when you hit an attack, you can just come in and go out and staying out of their range. And it's also pretty easy for you to dodge their meteor. Another pretty nice fruit to use against a gravity user is unexpectedly Shadow, because you know that defensive buffs don't really work, right? But if you pair Shadow with Sanguine, then you can just heal everything back up, and especially more if you're Ghoul. If you're Ghoul, then you take some damage, you're back to full health. Just land an attack. But Shadow, without the fact that it has life leech, it also has some pretty good aerial stunts. The Shadow Z move is landable in the air because the gravity fruit is pretty slow in the air. Now the best race to use against gravity is easily Ghoul, because with Ghoul you can just heal everything back up. Now why didn't I say Shark or Angel? Well, it's because with Angel it got nerfed really bad and the heal isn't really much now. It's around 2 to 3000 HP, which is not a lot. And Shark does absolutely nothing against two of gravity's most damage dealing moves, so it's not really an option. Human is just too vulnerable for something like gravity because they land two of their moves which are easily landable. It's basically free. And after they landed, you're just like 3 to 4000 HP, which is, well, you're practically dead. And for Cyborg, the same reasoning as Shark. Cyborg just can't really do much against gravity, and same with Draco. Draco can't really cancel the animations, so it's not really worth it. So the best race against gravity is easily Ghoul. Now, what playstyle should you be playing? Offensive, defensive, or maybe passive? Well, for that, I say you should adapt. If the gravity user is playing offensive and getting really close up to you, then you should play passive. You should wait for him to get towards you, and then you should use a stun like Soul Guitar X. Otherwise, if the gravity is playing super passive, he is using flight, staying back, and then using meteor, then you should try to get up and close. You should use fruit abilities, swirl abilities to get close to him and try to pressure them as much as you can. Without being reckless, that is, you shouldn't go into their moves. However, you should be playing a bit passive, because after they use one of their cutscene moves, they cannot use the other. However, once they do use their cutscene moves, the huge gravity suck move or the meteor cutscene move, after they do it, then you have basically... However, after they use their cutscene moves, the gravity suck move or the meteor cutscene move, after they do that, you can just play super aggressive if you want to, because after that, they don't really have much things to just stop you. Sure, they have their gravity X thing, which throws a lot of rocks at you, but it doesn't stun you, so you can just hit them and combo them instead. They have their gravity Z move, which is pretty not good because it doesn't really have much range. And for the rest of the moves, the M1s, well, you just have to deal with them. You can't really do much. So that depends on the enemy if they have good aim or not. And for the huge meteor move, you should just try to be in the air and try to just get away. Or if you're in the ground, when the meteor is about to land, not when it lands. And when it's about to land, you should Soru away. It usually works. However, they can't control the meteor, so you gotta be careful with that.